Hi everyone and welcome back to a brand new Abby Has Questions. The first one for 2018.
Woohoo!
Did we do one in 2017?
I don't know.
I can't remember. It's been a while, we'll say. You may recall, if you've seen one of these before, the premise was I'm a huge super nerd and Abby is not as much. And so I drag her to a lot of nerdy things.
It's true.
And anytime like a movie trailer or anything like that comes out, or a new TV show, inevitably you want to know more about it because you're always very inquisitive. You like knowing things, so you have a lot of questions.
I always have a lot of questions.
It's true. So we started this little video blog thing called Abby Has Questions, whereby maybe there's someone in your life too that is either super nerdy like me or not maybe as knowledgeable like Abby. That's right. So this one's going to be a little different, however. This first one for 2018 is a different format because we're not going to watch a brand new trailer.
Nope.
We just went and saw a movie together, which is also something I'm not sure happened in 2017 because we have a 2-year-old, so we don't get to go out together as much anymore, which is sad. But tonight we went out. It's like January 6th, I think. It's a Saturday night. We got to go see Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and this is your first time seeing that film.
It is.
It's been out for about 3 weeks.
Yep, first time.
This will be my third time seeing the film,
And I've had no spoilers, so
which is remarkable.
Thank you, society.
Yes, I worked very hard to make sure you went in as clean as possible. But
you scoured Facebook
but
for
I
me?
I can't be around all the time to make sure. So I was glad.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a big girl, and I can handle it on my own.
I'm not suggesting that you cannot. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna discuss Star Wars: The Last Jedi from someone who, has been steeped in Star Wars since 1977, and what?
I wasn't even born then.
Got it.
Sorry, I had to get that in.
That's right.
Much as
All right.
possible.
All right. That's right. You were not born in 1977.
I mean, you were only 20, so...
Oh boy, here it goes. Here it goes. We're all ready. So yeah, just sort of initial thoughts about the film.
Overall, I liked it.
Okay.
There's some...
We're done. Thanks, everybody.
It's great.
No
No question.
A little what?
There were some parts that I thought could have been made better.
Okay.
I do have a few questions.
All right.
But overall, I liked it.
All right. That's...
I like the feel of it. I don't know. I liked it.
For me, just quickly, I saw it opening night because I've seen every Star Wars film on opening night since The Empire Strikes Back.
You should put that on your resume.
I do, actually. It really stands out. And then I saw it again like about a week after that because like my company took everyone to see it for part of our holiday party, which was fun. And then I saw it tonight. So the first time I saw it, boy, I came out of there and it took me a long time to process. I had a lot of questions, actually. It is a very different kind of Star Wars film, and it did a lot of unexpected things that has made a lot of Star Wars people mad. So much so that there's like a 20,000 name petition trying to have this movie removed from the Star Wars canon. I'm just saying, that exists out there.
You all need to stop that because that is just dumb. Go harness that energy into something that matters in this world. Jeez. Anyone who signed that, shame on you.
Wow.
Did you sign it?
I did not, no.
Thank you, good.
Yeesh. So,
Harness that energy into something that matters.
This public service brought to you by Abby's ain't got no time for that. So second time I saw it, I think I liked the film even less. The things that bugged me even more.
But not enough to sign a petition.
Still not enough to sign a petition, that is correct. And then the most surprising thing, seeing it tonight, and I've been grousing about this movie for 3 weeks of stuff that bugged me.
Not to me.
As late as this week, I have been crabbing at people like at work about it. But this time I saw it, this third time, I liked it the best of all the times, and that surprised me the most.
It was because I was with you.
It's the company you
Duh.
keep. That's true. There's no other way to describe that. Justify that. So okay, yeah. The one thing I know in the movie that bothered you, surprised you, shocked you the most because you looked at me when it happened and nudged me when it happened was
Admiral Akbar.
the death of Admiral Akbar, which I knew. That's the one of all the spoilers in the film. That's the one I've tried to shield you from the most. Because you have a deep love of Admiral Akbar. He is your favorite Star Wars character.
He is.
You actually have an Admiral Akbar collection.
No, I don't.
You do. Because you once said, "Hey, I really like Admiral Akbar." And I went, "Oh, I should buy her a bunch of Akbar stuff." You customized an Akbar figure, yes.
With sparkling nail polish.
Yes, you did. You had two of the same figures, so you made one fabulous.
He is fabulous.
He is fabulous. Maybe we'll put a little picture of him at the end or something.
We can.
Yes. So yeah, Admiral Akbar died in a very unceremonious, not really heroic way. Just sucked out of a hole in a ship and was gone. And they just mentioned, oh yeah, by the way, Akbar was one of those people that died.
They didn't even say that. They just said her crew.
No, they didn't say.
Senior
No,
crew.
she name checked him. She said
Oh,
Admiral
she did?
Akbar and the rest of the staff are gone.
Oh.
That big nose lady. And so that bugged me. I thought Admiral Akbar should have played a bigger part. I felt like it would have been fine if he would have taken Laura Dern's place. I know it's a little trickier.
But it would have been amazing if he would have had her outfit.
Yes.
And her hair.
Yes, if he would have wearing her skin-tight dress and purple hair.
He would look great with that, like, ruched neckline.
Well, he always wore a turtleneck, so.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And but the little cutouts.
Yes.
The shoulder cutouts.
Yes. We've never really seen Mon Calamari's shoulders in a Star Wars film.
It's about time.
It is time. It's high time. But yeah, I feel like, I know there's sort of problems acting in that big rubber mask with his sort of flappy beaker mouth that people might not have bought, but I would have rather had Admiral Akbar go out like a boss than just, in passing, by the way, Leia's fine. Akbar, you're never going to see that guy again. That bothered me.
Yeah, that made me really sad.
And I feel like, they knew, this is just another gripe. I'm going to get my gripe mode right now.
Oh, good. Sit back, grab a cocktail, some popcorn, because it's a whole new show.
So knowing, while they were cutting this together, they knew that Carrie Fisher had passed away. That was not a surprise. There were several points in the film where it felt like, oh, that's where she's checking out.
It did.
But none of those times did she.
No.
Which leaves J.J.
Abrams.
Abrams.
There was a lot of speeches.
Yes.
But I was like, this was weirdly written.
Yeah, sort of.
It's like a weird
pathetic.
premonition.
Yeah. So had they switched Laura Dern and Princess Leia, where Leia did the hyperspace thing, where she really went out like a hero, I think that would have been way more satisfying.
In this movie, no one goes out like a hero, obviously.
Except Laura Dern kind of finally did, even though we thought she was kind of witchy.
But then she wasn't.
She
was redeeming.
And that's that's something that's bugged me through several Star Wars movies, where you introduce a character that just you don't need, and then they die in that film. Like Qui-Gon Jinn.
They do that so they don't have to kill off the main characters.
Right, yes, but there are main characters that they killed off anyway. They killed Han in the last movie. They killed off... by the way, there's going to be spoilers in this. I guess we should mention that. If you haven't seen this yet...
To me.
If you haven't seen this yet. So they killed Han in the last one. They killed Luke in this one. They killed Captain Phasma very unceremoniously.
She deserved it.
Did she? Do we know enough about her?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
All right.
Yeah, Chrome Dome.
Yeah, that's something else that bothered a lot of Star Wars people, is that there were a lot of weird anachronistic language. They said like ass. Luke said laser sword, which seemed
that
very
was
strange.
stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, are you... I don't know if he was trying to be funny. But to be fair, he was his acting was really, really off.
You felt like it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Up until your favorite part.
Right. You know my favorite part.
Yeah, because you love him.
It was the moment with R2D2. I'm always going to be R2D2's my man in all these films.
My man!
My man, as we like to say, having seen Justice League. Yeah. So how did you feel about like the blue milk moment in it?
That was pretty dumb, too.
Wasn't that weird?
Yeah, but I think they were trying to make him kind of like, I don't care about anything anymore. Look, I can drink some old milk I just got off this sea creature's teat. Like,
But that's bizarre.
yeah, and he looked her in the eye when he did it too, like,
Yes. Yeah.
Can you drink that milk? That's kind of the only real Jedi's drink sea creature milk. I don't know.
No, that was a strange moment, I think, for a lot of people.
And it was green, so it was like just.
I think it was supposed to be blue milk because that's always been like from the very first film. Like Aunt Beru gives him blue milk, so it's like.
So he probably loved it then. It was a little bit of nostalgia.
It's a flashback to his childhood, but yeah, they made the color of it strange, where it did seem more green or aqua,
Tealish.
yeah, than blue. So that was a little strange. But yeah, let's talk about other things you liked in it. I mean, the thing about this movie, what Rian Johnson did that I know cheesed a lot of people off was J.J. Abrams did a great job sort of setting up all these questions. Who and what is Snoke? Who are Rey's parents?
I still don't know what Snoke is, other than Andy Serkis.
Right, but that's...
And he loves Golda Meir.
He does love his gold fabric.
He was kind of a pimp.
He was a pimp.
This is the way he said, like, hey, look at me. Mm.
It was very, very pimp-esque.
He had that Golda Meir
He
outfit
did.
on.
And he's actually, with the action figure has little gold slippers, too, which makes it even more sort of bizarre.
I didn't see his feet in this movie.
No, but they had to create feet for his action figure. He's got little pointy gold slippers.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's
on
comfortable.
it.
Yeah. Is it any weirder than the Jedi's bathrobes that they run around in? You know, it's just more fabulous.
It's pretty fabulous.
It is fabulous. So yeah, a lot of that stuff that were things people have been contemplating and trying to second guess and figure out for 2 years. The director of this, Rian Johnson, just came and went, yeah, that doesn't matter. Snoke? Who is he? Doesn't matter.
So I'm
Rey's
not,
parents?
like...
Doesn't matter.
So no one knows who Snoke is?
Correct.
It's not just me?
It's not just you.
Yes.
None of us know now.
Yes.
And now he's dead, so doesn't
Who
matter.
cares?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah. So that's something that...
We know who Jin, Rey's parents. Sorry.
Who are Rey's parents? Oh, you mean the story that they told about...
They're no good trash haulers.
Right.
They're junkers.
Yeah.
Like reavers or something.
But people have been thinking she's like Kylo Ren's lost brother or something, or she's... some people think
his lost brother?
he is the brother, and she is the sister. Some people have speculated somehow she's a Kenobi, even though the timeline of that does not measure out.
That's been my speculation.
Some people have
day
thought
one.
she's Luke and someone's daughter. You know, everyone's been trying to speculate all that, and Rian Johnson just kind of went and said, "Nope, nobody."
They're just lame-o junkers.
Which seeing it this time, I sort of appreciated that moment more, where Kylo Ren came in and said, "You know, you shouldn't even be here. This is not your story. You're nobody, except you're someone to me," which is a very
That's
weird, manipulative thing that.
You know
bad
what though?
boys
Like
do.
I kind of like that they did that, because a lot of times in movies it's the people who are royalty or
Yeah.
rich or has some sort of authority from a lineage.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that matter.
Right. Yeah.
And even in the end with the with those when he had the rebellion ring, I was like, oh gosh, it's starting. It's like
broom boy.
broom boy. But did you see him grab? He didn't grab the broom.
I know.
The broom came to him.
Yes.
He's the next Jedi.
He's got some force powers.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, like I do like that about this movie, that it was like, hey, you can come from anywhere, and you can make a difference.
Yeah, you don't have
and
to
I think
be a
that
Skywalker.
translates to life and society and everything.
Certainly, yeah. Is there anything else that you thought was really stood out as great or wonky to you?
Side bangs?
Explain people who side bangs is.
I don't
for you.
know. What's her name?
Rose?
The sister, one who has a sister.
Yes. Paige was the one that was killed at the beginning, and then Rose was the
Her
lady.
name was it like Kiko or something?
No, it was Rose.
No, like the sister's name was
No,
what
it's
start with a
Paige.
K or something.
No, it was Paige.
Oh.
Cassie was the A-wing pilot.
No, it was something else. All right. Anyway, Rose.
Yes.
Side bangs. That was horrendous.
Did you like her jumpsuit at least?
Oh my gosh, no! It was so gross. Like, put some glamour into it. Put some of that lame, that gold lame into it.
Right. So
Like, it was like the grossest color. I've never seen anything that color in real life.
Well, that's kind of, again, something else that even before the movie came out, like people who collect the figures, like myself, have sort of noticed. It was like the whole movie was just humans wearing earth tones.
Oh.
There wasn't a lot of great creatures, and there's no color in this film. The First Order is all black and white, and the Rebellion's all brown.
Okay.
And it's just kind of weird. Like, we think about, when that first movie came out, like you had Greedo's a green alien, and Walrus Man, and wearing a bright orange jacket, and X-Wing pilots, and, big orange jumpsuits and stuff.
Some could call that gaudy.
I don't think that's got it. I think that's space age. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
Did you think the color palette? I mean, the main color palette in this film was the Spice Planet of Crate, where it was all white salt on top and the bleeding planet.
I like that. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad they said, oh, that's salt.
Yes.
They needed to say that because it was like, wait, what?
Yeah, there were a couple of weird times where the movie just screeched to a halt.
But you know who was fabulous?
Oh, tell me.
The ice dogs.
Oh, you like the crystal critters?
Yes, the crystal critters. I like the ice dogs.
Where did you weigh in on Porgs? Adorable or annoying?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Like Chewie should have ate that porg.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
But like look the other one in his eye and just be like, argh.
So just eating it in front of that one?
It will teach him a lesson.
And then
It'll
the others
put
will
him
like
in their
live in
place.
fear?
But it was weird that they just started jumping on the Millennium Falcon and making themselves at home.
Well, I wanted to, after he, there's a lot of questions there in that storyline. Like, was that the crying Porg's parents? And so now Chewie has a life debt to this
Oh my
Porg?
gosh, you cannot even.
What? He had a life debt to Han Solo. That's why they hung out. Oh, did you fall out of love with me right here on camera? Did that happen?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, that was the point too far?
It's
Was the
documented.
Porg
at least.
life debt?
I think everyone would agree with me.
Wow. I hope you don't fall out of love with me. You're all I have left.
You guys can come hang out with me.
Well, yeah, it was just like, did Chewie then feel bad, and so he was like rescuing all the Porgs?
I don't think he was rescuing him. I think they just jumped aboard his ship.
There was just too many to keep out at that point.
He doesn't have time for that.
Right. All right.
I wouldn't. I'm trying to save people's lives.
Right.
I don't have time to worry about how many porgs are on my ship.
I like that the Porg he was going to eat still had webbed feet, though. Perfectly formed webbed feet. Even after he cooked it.
Maybe their feet don't cook.
Clearly they don't, because we just witnessed it.
Wow, that's a gripe of yours?
No, I just thought it's interesting. It's just of note, that's all I'm saying. I have no issue with Porgs.
They
I'm
look
pro
pretty
Porg.
good.
Bring them on. Just like the Ewoks, the two movies after Jedi came out, I'm all for the Porg movies. Bring it.
Okay.
Straight to TV, straight to video. Porg, the movie.
Anyway, let's move past porgs.
Something else that bugged me was the characterization of this film of Hux, General Hux. Like in Force Awakens, he was Space Hitler, which was kind of interesting. In this movie, somehow he became Space Colonel Klink, where he was just this weird, foaming buffoon. What? That didn't bug you?
Well, that character has never been like. He's a great character.
He could have been, though. He could have been like a really interesting
They're
military
always,
leader.
Yeah, but I mean, the Grand Supreme Master leader.
Supreme leader
Lord.
Snoke, yeah.
He's the one pulling the strings.
Right, but you could set up kind of an interesting dichotomy then between Hux and Kylo Ren of he's this really great military leader and he's this sort of impetuous Jedi, but he's got all the power, where this guy has all the knowledge. I think that would be a more interesting dynamic than.
He made those.
He did a lot of that, yeah. They put big dark circles under his eyes and made him
Okay.
A lot of that bugged me.
I didn't have a problem
Bugaboo.
really with it, but whatevs.
How'd you feel about the whole sort of Poe Dameron dynamic?
With who?
With just the whole film, how he handled himself.
He's a flyboy. He's a hot-headed, destructive. What is it? Dangerous flyboy.
He is dangerous. They did mention he's dangerous. Yes.
I think it was necessary because it took the ladies to put him in his place.
So that's something you dug as a lady.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one thing about the Star Wars universe that I do like is it's not just all dudes in doing awesome things or
right.
leading people. It's women
from the beginning. Princess Leia was always a very powerful, knowledgeable character, always put together.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That. And how about did we talk about Captain Phasma already being dispatched?
Dispatched.
Killed.
Sorry.
Identified. I just since they never had her take her helmet off, why do you cast someone?
It's her voice and her stature.
It is definitely her stature, but do you think she's dead after falling off the thing, or do you think she could come back?
Anything is possible.
They made a point of showing lasers bouncing off her armor, so maybe she'll come back and just has a scarred up eye and her cape's burnt off or something.
Well, if she comes back, Admiral Akbar has to come back.
I agree completely. Yes.
I'd rather see Akbar than her.
I also agree with that. Yes. How about the whole Canto Bight casino planet? That's
well, I went to the bathroom during that time.
Didn't go to the bathroom.
So I feel like I dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
The parts I did see were, they felt not necessary. The whole thing, I feel like they just used this whole weird story just to get Finn and Sidebangs on that ship.
Yes.
I feel like there's probably a better way to make that happen than that. But they got to meet a coder.
They met
a stuttering coder.
A stuttering coder, Benicio del Toro. There was talk that they originally were going to bring Billy Dee Williams in and have that be Lando, how he appeared. But then they decided Lando would not sell them out and turn on them like that, which I agree with.
And the other thing is, I'm friends with Billy Dee Williams.
Do you want to tell that story?
I wouldn't use the word friends, but he recognized me last time I saw him.
And he hit on you at a shoot you were on. And what's his favorite dessert that he wanted you to come sample with him?
Blueberries and cream.
Blueberries and cream, that's right. Billy Dee Williams hit on my wife.
So did Andy Dick, but that's not saying much.
Oh boy, everyone's got an
His
Andy
taste
Dick
is questionable. But yeah, so I worked on a shoot with Billy Dee Williams, and he's a really cool guy. And I hadn't seen him for probably 10 years or so. But then I was on the same flight two flights with him to Iowa.
He was going to Wizard World.
Yeah, to go to the Comic-Con. And he was in rough shape. But he saw me, and he was like, oh, I know you from somewhere. And he just started chatting me up again, and we're old friends.
That's nice. That's nice. I would have loved to have seen them find a part for Lando, but it's always episode 9.
But he was in a wheelchair though.
I think they just do that in the airport as he's shuffling around. I've seen him since. Like, I saw him at Celebration, not in a wheelchair.
Okay, good. Because he was, like, just getting back to the bathroom and stuff. He was having a hard time.
So I got to go the 501st's, like, big anniversary bash, and because we were a co-sponsor of that party, we were in the VIP area, and he was sitting there on a white sofa. There was a Weird Al did a concert, and there were ladies, like hot and cold running chicks on his sofa with him.
What are hot and cold running?
Like, he says, this ladies kept coming to visit him. He still got it as a 70 however old man. I'm just saying.
Just like you will when you're 70.
I can't even keep you. You've already just told the audience that you're done with me after this. So.
No, we just agreed that I fell out of love a little bit with you.
Okay, that's fine. We're gonna be alright.
Okay, so
Oh, okay. Abby's got a question.
and this might be a really dumb question.
There's no dumb question.
Okay, so when Luke is getting ready to meet his maker,
Yes.
there are two sons,
Yes.
and he was kind of startled by that sight, it felt like. Is that something meaningful, or
Yes.
just that planet has...
No,
Is it because
so-
he grew up on a planet that two suns?
Correct.
Oh my god!
That is correct, because
Are you
Tatooine.
serious?
Yeah.
That's why?
Yes. It was a nice sort of bookend
So
moment.
excited.
Because that was the
figured
thing, that was like his establishing thing in the original Star Wars movie, in A New Hope, was when he would go and stand on the dune and look out, pining for greater adventure, looking at the twin suns of Tatooine. And it was fitting that on Ahch-To, which is the name of that island, that planet also had twin suns. So it's sort of the bookend of the first and last.
I can't believe I got that.
You know more than you think you do. Or I have filled your mind with garbage. I can't tell which.
Well, I didn't see the movies with you.
That's true. You weren't born.
So,
We established that.
it's true. I didn't see, like, the Star Wars until I was...
The Star Wars?
Well, I was going to say the trilogy.
Oh, I see.
But the Star Wars.
I didn't see a Star War until...
No, I was in college.
Okay, this changes everything.
You just fell in love with me.
This... I don't know you?
I was busy.
Alright, but the fact you've seen them, that's fine.
And before I met you, so I saw them on my own.
Okay.
I was not forced to see them.
Alright. Forced? Is that a Star Wars pun?
It is now.
It is now!
That's a good pun.
Yes.
An unintentional pun is the best.
Right. So, yeah, so that's sort of a lot of the things that bugged people, that sort of anachronistic language, and something I said when I was grousing about the movie. I thought Rian Johnson did a lot of interesting things, and he really made a movie that you could not predict, that's not something we've always seen in a Star Wars film. But I felt like he sort of came into our sandbox and broke all our toys. And now, as a result, they gave him his own trilogy. I don't know if you knew that he's going to go off and direct a separate Star Wars trilogy that has nothing to do with these characters.
It's going to be Broom Boy.
It's going to be The Rise of Broom Boy. So I thought, well, as long as he's doing interesting stuff, just let him go bust his own toys. Don't let him... Because I don't know what J.J. Abrams does now for Episode 9.
I don't think you guys will be happy with anyone unless it's yourselves doing it.
I don't think that's true.
No,
I like The Force Awakens. I had no beef with that. I liked Rogue One.
I just think you guys are off signing your petitions and not
I
just...
didn't sign the petition. You cannot hold me for that.
Okay.
But that's just that was been my beef with it for a while. But there were some great Star Warsy moments in it, which is why you go see a Star Wars movie. But then there was a lot of sort of un-Star Warsy moments, like the humor in this one I felt more pronounced. There's like that opening scene where he's messing with Hux about Hold for Hux.
That was funny.
There's that.
That was funny, though.
And then, like, you know, after they shoot Luke, he goes...
Yeah, Luke had kind of a chip on his shoulder.
He did. It's true.
But...
And the blue milk thing. There's even a reference in this movie to Hardware Wars, which is a 1977... It was the very first Star Wars parody fan film, where all the ships and everything were, like, appliances and things. So the Millennium Falcon in Hardware Wars was an iron. So there was a scene in this when they finally get on to Snoke's ship. That
everyone
iron
started giggling.
Yeah, that iron was.
Well, I was looking at me like, that shit looks like an iron, like a travel iron.
Yeah. So that was a direct shot-for-shot moment from Hardware Wars.
Okay.
It's kind of sick.
But it seemed like the people who got that were fans, and they thought that was adorable.
Right. 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 But all that being said, I did enjoy it more this time than any of the previous time.
So did you like it?
Overall, yes. I still don't know where you go from here, because there's only like 13 Rebels left, you know, which is kind of a weird choice. And this movie introduced some stuff that I feel like is problematic, because how do you not just use that technology now? Like, if they can track ships through hyperspace, they're just going to do that all the time and kill everyone all the time. And if you can use a ship to hyperspace and cut through things, why doesn't the Empire just send a bunch of ships into that and blow stuff up? Because you've established that can happen now. Did you just fall asleep while I said that?
Yeah.
But that's a legit thing. If you introduce that sort of technology and that idea into this universe, then it doesn't just go away in the next one.
Well, you can't just say, I don't know where they're going to go from here. Well, no, you don't, because you're not writing the script and you don't have a vision for it.
I've got a vision. Return of the Pork.
Stop.
What?
Yeah,
You're saying just shut up and go along for the ride.
Well, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know why everybody's so hard on it. You know, like every movie there's something wrong with. It's true. I mean, Justice League, for example,
Was perfect. Everyone loved it. There's no complaints.
I mean, I thought it was fantastic. Nope. But it's just a movie. It's just meant for entertainment purposes. Like, it takes you out of reality and, like, puts you into a different universe. And I don't know. Being too hard on something, I think, is a little...
Do you think I'm being too hard on it right now? Is that what you're saying to me?
I think you're pretty passionate. And as a filmmaker, you should be.
This has been the final episode of Abby Has Questions.
Abby has questions about our divorce papers.
Now, tune in to Abby Just Has Digs.
I feel like it's more of you just venting to your
cronies.
your friends.
My fellow Jedi.
Yeah. Because you're not even looking at me. You're just like looking at the camera like, you guys get me right? You get
They do get me. Leave a comment below and for this video saying you get me. Or that she's right. Whichever you think.
You know the right answer.
Do you have any closing thoughts? Is there anything else you need to get off your chest about The Last Jedi?
Did we talk about the love?
Our love or love in the movie?
We've talked about our love.
We sure have. Well, what do you mean love in the movie? The Rey Finn thing or the...
Well, I think it's all connected in a weird little love triangle.
So you think Rey... do you think Rey is in love with Kylo Ren?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I think they might be brother and sister.
Well, we've seen that's not always a problem in the Star Wars universe.
I know. I was hoping that, like, when Luke's hologram, or when his astral projecting, he would kiss Leia on the lips for all time's sake.
How'd you feel about Kylo Ren being shirtless? That was kind of a weird Star Wars moment, too.
Well, she asked him to cover up.
She did, yes.
I don't know. It didn't, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it.
Okay.
His body seemed really broad.
There's a lot of, you'll see a lot of memes on that now.
Like, it just, and I've seen Adam Driver shirtless before.
Wait a second, tell me more.
My past does not concern you. When I was watching Girls,
Do you think that was when Luke at the very end said "see you around, kid"? That was a Girls reference, because he would always call Lena Dunham kid. Is that too obtuse a connection?
Yeah, I think he was putting him in his place, because they talked like Snoke called Rey child. They called like Kylo Ren and Rey children, basically, the whole movie.
They did a lot of that, yes. Yeah.
So I think
child in a mask.
Like, I think that's just, they're just letting them know that you're nobody yet. I don't know. Did you have a problem with seeing Adam Driver shirtless?
It was, again, it was kind of a weird moment in Star Wars. I don't think we've ever seen... Like, Luke had a tank top on in The Empire Strikes Back.
But that was in the 70s.
Yeah, that was in the 80s, but for Empire Strikes Back. You were alive then.
No, it wasn't. I'm 23 years old.
Alright, well, I don't know.
No, the other thing that... I hate this in movies. Did I talk about this?
No, tell me.
About...
People fall in love too fast?
Yes. Like, in like, where it's, like, the end of the world, and they're like, oh, I love you! And then they kiss when there's bombs going off, like...
You don't think that, that brings people together, that bonds people, that sort of adversity?
No.
Okay.
It might bring people together, but I don't think they have time to, like, be making out. And it was an awful kiss, too. It was like she kissed his nose. Like the tip of his nose were like right underneath. It was just, but she has side bangs, so I expected that from her.
Sure.
But when Finn was tucking her in,
yes,
Ray was just like, "What,
girl?" You thought she had a beef with that?
I don't know if she had. I've
seen it 3 times. I didn't notice that moment.
No, she was just like, hmm.
She was Beyonce? I don't know. What was that?
It was not Beyonce.
Oh.
No, she was just like, what's going on?
Oh.
You don't know.
I just described it to me. You just said it. I said I didn't notice that moment.
Yeah, you also didn't notice about the Jedi books in the blanket drawer.
I did.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
No, there were other people that I spoke to, like some people at work did not notice that
true fans
Ray
noticed it.
had smuggled those out, and that's why Yoda knew he could blow the tree up with lightning.
Yeah.
And then also, it raised some questions for you about Force ghosts, too. Because Yoda, like, tapped you on the head with his cane as a Force ghost. And why does he have his cane as a Force ghost? Does he need a cane at that point?
I think when you die, you come back as a ghost in whatever you're wearing.
Well, we know that's true. Except for Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker. He showed up at the end not wearing his Darth Vader costume that he died in. Just, he was wearing Jedi robes.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the afterlife in the Star Wars universe.
Clearly, I don't either. They kind of changed the rules on it. Because Yoda came up.
Why does there have to be rules, though?
It's establishing a precedent. That means that they, as Force ghosts, they have like some kind of actual physical form that can be interacted with. So is anyone dead then? Does Luke just come back and can hold a lightsaber then?
I don't know.
If Yoda has a cane?
You know what? You're going to have to wait till the next movie. I think they'll answer all your questions. And give you more questions.
So we'll do another episode in 2019 when that movie comes out? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
And on that note...
It's a long ways away.
It's a long ways away. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us again. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, or if you think any questions Abby can answer for you, or if you think anything you've seen here is a cry for help, then just leave a comment. And we plan to be back more in 2018 with more Abby Has Questions, because I'm sure you'll have some more. You'll probably think of more about this film later.
I don't know.
It kind of, for me, it weighed on me several days. Why is that so weird?
It'll probably weigh on me like 3 months or something.
Yes.
Because I don't really think about it that much.
You're done with it now? There's just
I have
entertainment.
other
You're
things
out?
to worry about. You guys do too, right? I need to find
the
that
implication
petition.
of that is I don't.
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
what you're saying there. In that moment, you're saying, I've got better things to worry about. The fact that you've thought about it at all means this is all you do all day.
Well, you said that's all you do. At work, we talked about it every day.
Yeah, we have spoken of it. Whatevs. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with more Abby Has Questions. Bye.